So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we hit the first 1,000 subscribers in 9 days with Andrew, one of our students. Here we can just see he posted like literally 3 videos and already got 115,000 views. Then he had 211,000 views in the last 48 hours. It's absolute crazy. And then, finally monetized 3,000 subscribers in less than a month, which is very, very impressive, especially, for someone who's never ever posted any videos on YouTube before. Now, in this video, I'll show you guys exactly how you can do it too, and how we did it. Now, for the people who don't know me, I'm Steffen, 23 years old, and currently making between $30,000 and $40,000 a month, and constantly starting new channels, as we can see right here. Then I've made $42,000 with just 2 videos. I've scaled the channel from $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days, and then I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, here Martins, we've helped to make $31,000 in 1 single month, and then here different student blowing up their channel. Here, different one, $24,000 a month. Here, different one, $12,000 a month. Now, if you're interested in getting the exact same results, check out the first link in the video description. Book a call with me. We'll have a look if we can scale your channel up together. So yeah, this is not going to be like a course or something. It's going to be one-on-one working together with me, blowing up your channel. All right. Now, that being said, go ahead and book your call and let's go get into the video. So step 1 is obviously finding a niche. This is where 99% of the work is gonna go into to actually make sure that we choose the right niche from the start. So for that, we have specific niche criteria. So number 1, they are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply, which is one of the most important things when it comes to YouTube automation. And this is also the thing, or the reason why 99% of people fail with YouTube is because they do not understand this fact. They do not understand high demand and low supply. They do not understand it. All right. Now, very simple. There are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers because it's going to be extremely hard for us to compete against channels that are so big, just because YouTube has already trust to them, right? So we don't want to compete against channels that already have 100,000 subscribers. Then there are no smaller channels failing, extremely important. Because otherwise, why should your channel succeed, all right? We're not special. Then the niche is not older than 6 months, also very important. The younger the niche is, the better it's obviously always going to be. Then I can create better content than my competitors. This can also just be longer content. Then, am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that specific niche. Is the niche monetizable? Super important. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money. And then huge bonus if you can actually post long videos in that niche. Now, very important, this does not need to be 1,000% with every single niche you find or with all niches you find. Very difficult to find niches that are like 1,000% kind of check this checklist. I've did it, here with this channel here, just as an example, the channel we scaled from $0 to $48,000 in 1 single month. This niche was no joke perfect, right? But not every niche is going to be perfect, and don't look for the perfect niche because then you will be looking for niches for a very, very long time. All right. Now, tools I would highly recommend you guys for niche research are NextLev, it's like €13 a month, and vidIQ, the free plan is enough. These are tools. I'll show you guys in a second how we use them. But how do we actually go ahead and do niche research? We use a dummy account, all right? A dummy account is basically a YouTube account that we only use for niche research, okay? The YouTube homepage has changed for our advantage in the last few years, and YouTube got extremely good at predicting what we are wanting to watch. And, we can use this to our advantage to train the YouTube algorithm to only show us faceless niches on our YouTube home tab, all right? Now, instead of me showing or explaining you all of this, let me show you how you can do it, because once you have a dummy account set up, you can, no joke, find endless niches with it the whole time. I literally have students that, because we kind of pick the niches together, that bring me 150 niches in the first time we meet, which is absolutely crazy. So this here is a dummy account, as we can see here, just niche research. And on here, we will mainly find faceless channels. So faceless, 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 faceless. Everything is just faceless content on this specific account. Now, how do we actually set this account up? It's super, super easy. So we literally just go ahead and we open up a brand new account. I'm just going to use an incognito account for this specific video now. So I actually have one open. Let me just quickly close it. Boom. Again, so now I think I closed the wrong I closed the wrong window. Let me quickly open it. All right, so here we have the dummy account. That's why you don't want to have so many tabs open. Never really good. But yeah, let's keep on going. So the first thing you're going to do is that once you have your account open, like keep in mind that you're actually going to log into this account. Then you can look up anything. Like for example, 10 fastest dogs, just as an example. Like no joke, anything that you are interested in, as long as it's actually faceless content, like for example here, then we're going to click on this video and watch this video for a little bit. Now you can actually go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video. You know, all of these little things are going to show YouTube even more that you actually like, you know, faceless content. Then while this video is playing, we can already go here to the sidebar and click on the next faceless video, like for example this one, you know, and then we can already, again, while this is playing, we can already start scrolling down here on the sidebar, clicking on the next faceless video, again going here to the sidebar, you know, looking for more faceless videos. Now something I would highly recommend you to do is to not click on any animation videos or something like that, because, you know, animation is pretty expensive, and then YouTube is obviously going to show you a bunch of animation videos on your homepage as well. So here, Animals Decoded, here we can actually see, you know, very small channel getting 42,000 views. Let's have a look at this channel. It's doing quite well. So here, this one video got a lot of views, so it's maybe not even doing that well. But let's click on this video again, and then after, you know, we did this for a while and we really want to go through this a while and do this for a while, we can then go back to our YouTube homepage like this here, just as an example. Now we can see faceless video, and here we can, maybe this one is already pretty good. Actually, let's have a look. No, it's not active. But then we go to our homepage and we can scroll through here and we can see faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, not faceless, faceless, here, faceless, faceless, faceless. So we can see a bunch of faceless channels here on our YouTube homepage. Now, let's say, for example, we found this exact channel right here. Now, for that, we actually want to use ElevenLabs, right? To actually, because with ElevenLabs, we can now go ahead and we can actually dive here into the back end of the channel to then actually see like, hey, how much is this channel actually making per 1,000 views? And does it even make sense for us to go into this channel? Does this channel even make enough money for us to go into this exact channel? So the RPM is loading. This always takes a little bit to load. While it's loading, I'll show you something else with the homepage method and why ElevenLabs is so recommended. Because here on the bar, here on the bottom, you can actually see the subscriber counts of these channels, which is always going to be super cool for when you're scrolling through your YouTube homepage. So you don't click on random channels the whole time, even though the channels are actually super big. So you can avoid that by just, you know, installing ElevenLabs. It's like 13 euros a month. And here we can now see, okay, this channel is doing well, but it has only a $2 RPM. So we're only going to make $500 a month. So then we're obviously not going to go into this niche. So here, ElevenLabs alone, you know, it's 13 euros a month. I'll link it in the video description with a discount code. Already saved us a bunch of money, because if we would go into this niche, it wouldn't be profitable, you know? So yes, let's keep on going. Now, the next thing we like to do is we like to create new niches using the niche transfer method. Now, instead of blindly copying something everyone else is doing, we use the niche transfer method to literally 1000x our results. Now, this is essentially taking proven concepts and moving them to different markets on YouTube. Now, this can be anything: the video title, the thumbnail style, the video style, anything you can think about. All right. Now, here are just a few examples. For example, here, this channel is focusing mainly on medieval times or medieval people, as we can see from the content right here as well. This here is doing the exact same content, just focusing on cavemen. This one is doing the exact same content, just focusing on pirates. This one is doing the exact same content, just focusing on, you know, just as an example here, homeless people. All right. So this is super awesome. Like one of the most insane ways to kind of go ahead and do or create new niches. All right. Then step 2, once we picked our niche, it's all about speed. So here we have to, you know, be very fast with the content creation. Now, with the content creation, you have 3 options for, you know, approaching it. So firstly, you can do it yourself. You can do the hybrid method where you do some of the work and the freelancers do some of the work, or we can fully outsource it. Right? I'll show you the differences and the advantages and disadvantages. So if you do it yourself, the advantages are basically, you know, there are no costs. It's 100% profit, you learn new skills, and you have full control over your channel. The disadvantages are it's not very scalable, it's extremely time consuming, learning takes a bunch of time, and without you, there's no money. Then the hybrid method where you do some and the freelancers do some. Advantages, low cost, you do what you enjoy, you have more control. The disadvantages are it's only partially scalable, very time consuming, some capital is actually required, and without you, there's no income, okay? And then we have fully outsourcing. Advantages are not very time consuming, extremely scalable, still over 80% profit margin. You have time freedom, you work with experienced freelancers, and without you, you still have an income. Now the disadvantages are it does require some capital. So what we always do is, we start with our students right here with the hybrid method, and then we move them over to the fully outsourcing. Now the cool thing is if you're working with me, you actually get access to all of our editors. All right, so we actually hire editors for you guys, and that, for example, allowed here Antonin to scale to 2020 to monetization in just 20 days. All right, so if you're interested in kind of fast tracking your kind of YouTube journey, check out the first link in the video description, book a call with me, and let's see how we can work together. Then, something you always have to, keep in mind is that there is supply and demand in video topics. It's not just in the niche you choose. Now, how do you actually find demand in video topics? You look for recent outlier videos on competitor channels, look for recent trending formats, and very important, do not go ahead and copy most popular videos from competitor channels. Why not? Because this is what everyone does and your videos will fail. Just imagine if, 100 people that find this niche, go ahead and copy this niche. Then there's going to be way too much supply on this specific topic for the demand that there is, right? So we don't want to copy competitive videos one-on-one, especially not the most popular ones, all right? Because that's what everyone does. Now, how do you actually go ahead and find supply? We use our YouTube search bar and look how many people have created the exact same video. If it's been done more than 3 times and you don't have a different angle to that specific video, just go ahead and look for a different topic. That's what I would recommend. YouTube will always show the videos to the hardcore fans of that niche first. And if they have already seen that video multiple times, they do not have a single reason for clicking on your video, except if it follows a different angle, all right? Now, how does the perfect video topic actually look like? The perfect topic is a topic that actually resonates with your audience. You have to ask yourself, do they even like that specific topic? Some topics sound super interesting, but are actually very boring if you actually look deeper into it. Your topic has to be posted on time, especially if it's a trend. You need to repeat what has done well in the past. I'll tell you guys more on this later. You want to leverage negativity because humans will always respond better to negative things, and they will have a bigger urge to actually click on the videos. Now, we also do something called topic transfer method. Now, this is by far the most powerful way to actually go ahead and choose video topics. What you essentially do is you find winning topics in your niche and move them over. You find winning video topics outside of your niche. That's what I meant. And you move them over to your niche. Now, this can work insanely well if this is done correctly. If we look at this here just as an example, why you wouldn't last 24 hours in Stone Age, and here why you wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval times. Both of these videos performed very, very well. They got the idea from this video. Same exact thing here. They got the idea from this video. This video, 2.5 million views and 55 million views on a very new channel in 6 days. All right. Now, this has worked extremely well for Scott, who, we scaled up to $5,000 a month within just 2 months after he was only getting like 100 views a video. I'm also have an interview with him on this channel. Now, what I want you to do as well is I want you to double down on what already works. So once you find something that actually works and gets views, why would you want to reinvent the wheel? So what we do is we actually go ahead and we double down on that specific topic until it does not work anymore. All right. So if you have something that works, do 80% of what works and 20% test new stuff. This has worked extremely well for Andre, who went from just being monetized to $31,000 in just 4 months, as we can see right here, $30,000 in gross revenue in 4 months, just by literally going ahead and doubling down on what already works. Now, once we have all of that, step 4, we want to create our YouTube account. So they have a bunch of different YouTube accounts. So for example, brand new, aged, personal, or pre-monetized. Now, brand new is just a brand new account. Aged is just a very old account. Personal accounts are just, accounts you use, for example, to watch this video, like personal YouTube accounts. And then pre-monetized are just monetized accounts which you can buy. I would not recommend these. All right, so I'd recommend one of these. If you have a personal account, these are the most powerful accounts. Now, we want to protect our channels from day one. So we want to use different email addresses for every single account. We want to use different AdSense accounts for every single YouTube channel. We want to use different browsers, different Chrome profiles. And no, you do not need proxies, anti-detect, or anything like that. All right. Then, creating the channel, this is something that does not or should not take you longer than like 10 to 15 minutes. It really does not take that long. Okay. Does not take that long. 100%. Like, you can literally go to ChatGPT, ask it for a logo, ask it for a channel name, ask it for a banner, and it will literally go ahead and create all of those things for you. Then we want to warm up our account. So we warm up our accounts to increase our trust score. Now, trust score is basically how much does the platform actually trust our specific YouTube channel. Now, if we warm up our account, our trust score is actually going to go up. This is not 100%, confirmed, but I've seen this actually helping. Now, how do we do that? And what accounts actually need to be warmed up? So new accounts need to be warmed up and aged accounts need to be warmed up, all right? Now, how do we warm up our accounts? So we use it as normal users. We watch 1 to 2 hours of content per day. We subscribe, comment, and like to different kind of videos in our niche. Now, what is very important is that we do not spam this. We need to act as humans, all right? Then we do this for 1 week plus to lower the risk of a low trust score. Now, a quick note, always have 1 to 2 warmed up channels ready to go. Like, always have them ready so we can just move into these accounts as quickly as possible, because YouTube is player versus player, and the player who's going to have the fastest speed is always going to be the player that's actually going to win at the end of the day. All right. Then step number 5, once you have all of that ready, I follow this exact process with every niche I go into to avoid spending money on videos that will never ever work, okay? This is one of the most crazy ways to kind of test niches, but what you do is you do niche research, then you choose your account that you actually want to go ahead and use. I personally like personal accounts, right? If you have any personal accounts, these are the best accounts you can use. Then we need here 10 to 15 different video topics, all right? These need to be actual good video topics. The biggest difference I see between the students that are actually succeeding and the students that are failing in our group is just the effort they put into, choosing video topics. Once you have some good video topics, you actually go ahead and you write your script with AI, right? This can be ChatGPT, can be Claude, can be anything, okay? Then we do the voiceover. So we do the voiceover with ElevenLabs, or even here with, if you have a little bit of a lower budget, then, GenAIPro, super awesome, million credits for $22, very, very cheap. And we use this all of the time to test channels. Then we get a freelancer, all right? The freelancers we can actually get from here, Upwork. Now the freelancer is going to put together the voiceover, the script, the video, and the whole clips and everything. Now, on average, I pay my freelancers around about $15 a video. That's just because we do a lot of videos, right? Now, you can get away with like $25 as well. Now, the cool thing is if we're working together, you're actually getting access to my freelancers as well. Then, for the thumbnail, you want to use a freelancer or you want to do it yourself. If you know how to, do it yourself, do it yourself. I do a lot of my thumbnails myself just because I think I'm quite good at it. So that's why I do it myself. Then, for the video length, make your video 1.5 times longer than your competitive videos, because YouTube is always going to push the video that keeps someone on YouTube for the longest period of time. All right. For the thumbnail and the title, don't reinvent the wheel. Just do what is already working. Okay. And then we want to go into the posting phase. So what we do is we post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post, all right? Now, one of two things is gonna happen, and keep in mind, we want to post all 15 videos. One of two things is gonna happen. Either, the channel is actually gonna blow up as it did here. That's exactly when we are actually gonna continue to post, all right? If none of these videos blow up, so in scenario 2, just as an example, in scenario 2, where nothing blows up, man, why doesn't it change? All right, here, where nothing blows up, we do not continue to post, all right? Because in most cases, it's very rare that the channels will actually succeed after you've posted the first 15 videos and nothing happened, all right? So it's very, very rare. Now, if nothing happens on that channel, we always want to go back and try to understand, was it the niche? Was it the video topics? Was it maybe the packaging? Was it the video length? Or was it just a bad channel? All right, always one of these things, like no joke, always. All right, now I want you to go back and try to understand why did this specific channel fail. Now, once you know the reason, and in case of a channel failing, you go back and you start from step 1, which is niche research, and you continue this process and you go through this kind of cycle over and over and over again until you actually find something and get something to work. This is going to be the fastest way how you're actually going to start seeing success with YouTube. All right. Then step 6. Now we probably come to, the favorite part, and that's how to actually make money with YouTube. Now we have the YouTube partnership program, which is the easiest way to monetize your YouTube videos, because that's where YouTube pays you directly for the views. Now for that, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Now, I know 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time sounds like a lot, but the people we work with get to this point within 3 to 6 weeks on average, and we just had someone do it yesterday again. So here we can just see, 1,000 subscribers this afternoon, could not be happier. Now, how much can you then actually earn? So we have a CPM, which is just cost per 1,000 views. So how much do the advertisers pay per 1,000 views and impressions on the ad? And then we have RPM, so revenue per 1,000 views. How much do you earn, or I earn, per 1,000 views? Now, with a RPM of $5, you need about, $5, 1,000 views to make $5, 10,000 views to make $50, 100,000 views to make $500, 1 million views to make $5,000, 10 million views to make $50,000, all right? Now, how can you even increase your RPM? So you turn on alcohol and gambling ads, you create longer videos, longer than 15 minutes, and you place ads every 10 seconds using NextLab. Now, this is kind of the exact process we followed with the student, now here with Andrew, and we absolutely blew up his channel. Now, if you want me to help you do that too, then check out the first link in the video description, book a call, and let me see if I can help you scale your channel up, just like we did for this student, where we hit $18,000 a month, here $5,000 a month, $8,000 a month. Check out the link in the video description, book your call now, and I will then see you on the call. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video or on a call, and bye.